Come with us to Washington, D.C., where returned Peace Corps volunteers share and celebrate the 50th anniversary of its founding. Search the ocean with author and filmmaker Jon Bowermaster on this episode of Travel Television. Working in Haiti with all hands on this episode. On Web Tips, we will learn about international volunteer programs. All this and more, so on to our first stop.
Peace Corps alumni gather here at the National Theater to have a conversation about the next 50 years in international service. We asked a few of them how volunteering has played a role in their lives since they left the Peace Corps.
Here, leaving for Africa, a Peace Corps contingent is given a personal farewell by the President.
The fact that you're willing to do this for our country and in a larger sense, as the name suggests, for the cause of peace and understanding, I think should make all Americans proud and make them all appreciative.
I served in Malawi from 1965 to 1967 as a teacher. Well, I think it teaches you very quickly that there's a lot of things you can do out there to help people, and you receive something back. You receive inspiration and motivation. That's really what happened with me.
Being in the Peace Corps taught me to not waste anything.
And you don't let one single bean go to waste.
And so I'm a recycler. I believe that everything possible should be recycled. Nothing should be wasted.
It's expanded my horizons and my interest in international work, particularly in health promotion, disease prevention.
The thing that most volunteers will say that they have formed lifelong friendships.
And it just became another family for me. So I've been down there many times to see them. They've been up here to see me, so it completely changed my life.
Perhaps the biggest realization for me when I went and served in Senegal and Haiti is that we actually in the Western world are a minority. 3/4 of the world live in poverty and struggling to develop, and we often take it for granted that we are the world. Not.
It changed my whole life. Probably most significantly, I learned that I can learn foreign languages, but I used that skill and ability through 28 years of service with the UNICEF and the United Nations, learning the languages in every country I went to.
I can honestly say it was the best experience of my life.
Well, you know, I really think the Peace Corps is one of the very best things that our country has ever done.
We'll see you in 50 years.
In 1999, Jon Bowermaster launched Ocean's 8, a series of expeditions to explore the world's oceans. Jon has written extensively and produced award-winning TV programs on his travels. Jon regularly brings along scientists and world-class photographers on his expeditions. He has visited over 80 countries, giving him a better understanding of the environmental issues facing the planet. His latest production, Terra Antarctica, is shot in stunning high definition and can be seen on the National Geographic Channel. Let's talk to Jon.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Travel Television. I'm here at the Washington, D.C. Convention Center at the Adventures in Travel Expo, accompanied by world traveler Jon Bowermaster. Jon, welcome to D.C.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie.
You bet. So, the author of 9 books.
10 books as of February 1st. So
10 books.
A few weeks ago. Yeah.
Your 10th book came out a couple of weeks ago. Excellent. And 9 documentary films, is it?
Yeah, we've made 9 in the last 10 years.
Okay. Well, I guess the question is, where have you been recently?
Well, we're just back a few weeks ago from Antarctica, where I've been quite a lot. Last year we were there along the Antarctic Peninsula for 3 months, shooting a big, beautiful, high-definition film, which we're just editing now.
You had to bring a jacket, didn't you?
Yeah. Although I have to say, some days along the Antarctic Peninsula in January, it's warmer than it is in Washington.
Well, great. I'll remember that next time
Yeah.
I'm planning travel. Okay. So you've been doing this for more than 20 years, traveling about. Do you have a favorite assignment that you've done?
You know, we've been really lucky because we literally have traveled around the world, so each stop is incredible. Often I get asked if I have a favorite, and my only thing I can think of is that we've been back to French Polynesia many times, to both for adventure and to film. So there must be something about that place that keeps drawing me back.
Right. And that's covered in your books and your films.
Yeah,
obviously.
we made 2 films in French Polynesia about one about this cargo boat culture, these remote islands that are only serviced once a month by a cargo boat that brings everything they need to survive with, and then another just about this remote chain of coral reef atolls called the Tuamotus.
So you're wrapping up this adventure on Antarctica, and have you made plans for the future yet? Like, where are you heading?
Well, you know, the machine is going, so we're already out there. Since Antarctica, we've already continued to shoot other films in the Galapagos and Louisiana, and we're going in the next few weeks to the Maldives off the tip of India. So all, again, telling similar stories about the relationship between man and the sea. Man and the sea. Now that's part of the Ocean's 8 effort that you have, which I found out on your website. Right. Yeah, no, we started this Ocean's 8 project in 1999. So now it's 10 years and we'll go on a little while longer. Again, with that theme of exploring through adventure the health of the world's oceans and the lives of the 3 billion plus people who live on the edge of the sea around the world. Outstanding. A 10-year effort. I'm going to mention your website on camera because it's www.jonbowermaster.com, and it's Jon, jonbowermaster.com. It's been really great to meet you. And Charlie Abel with Travel Television reporting from the Washington, D.C. Convention Center, Adventures in Travel Expo. Thanks, Jon. Yeah, thanks, Charlie.
Bye. So they're leaving, and now I'm in Village alone. This is the part where I'm supposed to start running off and crying, wait, come back, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. Ah! 3, 2, 1. Why am I here? I could be eating ice cream sundaes. Where are my friends? Over oceans I left them so far away. When I shower with a bucket, or I'm pooping in a hole, that's when I've got to remember our 3 goals. We got 3 goals. 1. Help out the country that I am in. 2. Share U.S. culture with my new friends. 3. I'm doing the 3rd goal as I sing and I share all of the new things that I have seen here. That's why I joined the Peace Corps. That's why I'm in the Peace Corps. That's why I joined the Peace Corps.
I'm with the owner of Sketty's Camp Lodge, who also does Jeep tours here in the Dead Sea, and this is Gil. So Gil's brought us out to check out Mount Saddam, right?
Yeah.
Saddam, am I saying it properly?
Yeah, it is Saddam Mountain, and it's a very, very unique mountain. 90% it's a salt mountain, and you can test.
Okay, so we're talking salt, you know, like, and you can literally, I'm like kind of looking at some dirt too, but you know, it's salt, man. And back in the day, I mean, back in the day of the Romans, you were telling me salt was more valuable than gold.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And this huge mountain, how big does this mountain go?
It's 12 kilometers longer. It's wide between 1 and 1.5 kilometers
All right,
wide.
so 12 kilometers long, 1.5 to 2 kilometers wide.
Still under the ground, 4 kilometers. huge piece
4
of
kilometers.
salt.
Just one big chunk of salt.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
exactly.
part of why the Dead Sea's got so much salt. 'Cause
Yeah, exactly.
Lots of salt around here. Now, it's hot out here, man. It's hot in the desert. It's later in the day, but this is amazing because this is literally nature's air conditioning. I'm going in with you. You want to go in first?
In first.
I go first, all right. Get out, get in. All right.
Look to the top, you can see the salt.
All right, I'm gonna look up.
And this is why it's so cold, because salt absorbs the UV.
I'm telling you, it's literally like walking into an air-conditioned room. That's what it feels like. It's like air conditioning in here, folks. I could stay here, I could sleep here, but the problem is maybe the critters that like the cold come in here too, right?
Yeah, of course.
That ain't good. That ain't good. Can't have that, man. All right, let's check out the next spot.
Let's go.
Gil brought us to what's known as Wadi Hamar. Hamar is the word for asphalt. And you'll see the black rock here, that's asphalt. So really this desert area is full of salt and asphalt. It's one of the main reasons why the Romans really liked it. This asphalt, of course, is the asphalt you'd see in your roads, and it'll actually burn. So you put a light to it and it'll burn and it'll even melt. See that smoke coming off? Now, they also liked it because, at the top of their forts, as the enemy was climbing up, they'd heat that stuff up, and what would they do with it? They'd actually dump it on them. Bit of a deterrent.
So in the desert, many people think in the desert it's very dry, but you see we have a lot of plants.
Yep.
Some of them is very useful. This is especially useful just for survive.
So if I'm out in the desert,
if you get lost in the desert without water,
I'm going to look for these guys.
So just push it and you see how many liquids you have inside.
Oh God, yeah.
Don't test at home, only for survive.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So if as a last resort, that's very, very wet. And definitely feeling that, which is amazing because it's sitting here and there's no water.
Then you have a water supply until some of the rescue team come to saving.
All right, and then
this is a stone. This is a flintstone.
Okay, now we're not talking about Fred Flintstone from the cartoon. We're talking Flintstone.
Yeah, flintstone. That's used to make fire, and also in the ancient times used to build the tools, because you see how sharp it is.
Ah, so you literally use that as.
You know how to play with it. You create tools.
All right.
Like a knife. Yeah.
So I could be running around out here, eating this if I had to.
Yeah.
For.
But don't worry. If you are with the guy, you don't have to
We got
worry.
the van. We're good. As you get to the top of this salt mountain, you'll see Jordan off in the distance, the Dead Sea below you, and this lunar landscape before you. Call that a Wadi Pratzim, and that's where the water, when it rains here, which isn't that often, but when it does, it rains, man, and that water rushes through, and it literally carves what you see. The walls themselves are very soft. They're chalky sandstone, so between the wind and the water and the elements, they bring out all that definition. I'm told we're here right near sundown, but I'm told if you come out here on a full moon, that the moon makes this a spectacular setting. We're gonna head down right now and get a look from down below back up. Big thanks to Gil My man in the desert.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing us a good time. Back to civilization. Here we go. Let's go.
The IVPA, or International Volunteer Programs Association, is an association of non-governmental organizations involved in international volunteer work and internship exchanges. IVPA is an association of volunteer-sending organizations, but does not organize or run its own volunteer programs. This allows it to be objective and honest about matching people to programs that best serve one another. In addition to selecting the country and type of work a potential volunteer would like to participate in, there are many factors to consider when choosing a program that is right for you. IVPA does not guarantee the quality or level or responsibility of the organizations on the website, so they encourage every potential volunteer to do the research and ask the questions, including contacting returning volunteers and learning firsthand about their satisfaction and experiences. The IVPA helps potential volunteers measure a variety of factors to make the right choice, including duration and time of year, type of volunteer organization, skills, language, cost, and other consideration. Blogs and personal stories allow readers to find out about others' experiences and journeys and help potential volunteers decide why they want to embark on this experience, what they hope to gain, and how they see the international volunteer experience affecting their life. So many questions, but a great database of answers and starting off points available at volunteerinternational.org/IVPA.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Those recovering from life's storms can count on the United Methodist Committee on Relief. UMCOR's roots are in World War II, when retired Bishop Herbert Welch called for an agency to respond to human suffering worldwide and to act as a voice of conscience among Methodists. The Reverend Cynthia Harvey oversees the work of UMCOR today.
I think when we pull up and they see the UMCOR logo or the cross and flame, I think our church people are excited to tell their neighbor, this is my church. This is my church that's here to respond to our needs. I believe when people are in crisis, sometimes they don't even know where to begin. Where do you begin to assess and to find out what you've even lost? And that we have the ability to do that.
Yes, Jeremiah, right now it does look like there is a tornado on the ground in the southern portions of Joplin.
When a record number of natural disasters hit the United States in spring of 2011, UMCOR moved in to assess needs. Tom Hazelwood has directed U.S. disaster response for the agency since 1998.
Our ability to reach and connect quickly almost anywhere in the United States is just a unique thing that is to our denomination that's so powerful to me, and it makes me so proud that we're able to do that.
But resources have been stretched more than ever.
Through the end of April, we had already responded to as many storms as we had actually had in all of 2010, and almost as many as we had in 2009. We're not even halfway through the year, and already our response is greater than it's been in the last 2 years. And frankly, my concern is that hurricane season is just beginning. We're often the last to leave an area that's been devastated in any kind of crisis. Katrina, Hurricanes Rita and Ike, and the list goes on.
So what can be done?
What is needed more than anything else is money. We have the most flexibility to be able to use that in whatever way it's needed in the community. And then one of the things that we're most proud of at UMCOR and our United Methodist system is that if you give us $1, $1 goes to that disaster. And there's not very many relief organizations, if any other, that can say that 100% of every dollar, every penny that's given goes to that disaster.
As people of faith, we're called to respond to our brothers and sisters, and that's what we do first and foremost. We don't just respond to United Methodist. We don't just respond to the Christian community. By humanitarian standards, we're called to respond to all people.
And I've seen disaster after disaster after disaster, major disaster and small disaster, and our church always responds. There's always resources to help the people. And it's so vitally important that they do that. And just to say thank you so much for your continued support.
This video was brought to you by the people of the United Methodist Church through World Service donations.
Hi, this is Kevin Mayberry from Travel Television, and I have here with me today David Campbell, the founder of All Hands Volunteer. David, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks very much. It's great to be here.
Great. Tell us what All Hands Volunteer is all about, how it gets started, what it stands for.
Okay, All Hands Volunteers is an organization that was incorporated the weekend of Katrina, so 5 years ago, September of 2005. The model developed in Thailand, where I went alone as a volunteer after the tsunami. And we've created an unusual model that focuses on bringing volunteers together after major natural disasters. We create a platform that allows people to come pay their own way, but we then don't charge them, and they can stay with us for a day or 6 months. But the work after a natural disaster is flexible and challenging, and our living conditions, because we're in a disaster zone, are often quite challenging. Right now, our major project is in Haiti. We've been there since February 15th. We announced the opening of the project. We landed in Haiti on January 19th. Took several weeks to establish a base, to decide we would do a project. All of our communication is through our website, which is hands.org. And we announced that we're going to have a project. We allow people to interact, give extensive information about the environment they'll be in, the kind of work we'll do, and people can then fill out information there to determine whether they're qualified for a spot that we might have. We have about 100 people at our base today in Haiti doing a variety of tasks, from building schools, which is straightforward but can use volunteers with skills in that area, or clearing rubble, which is teams of 20 people and sledgehammers and shovels and wheelbarrows, just creating sites for people to put transitional shelters because the damage in Haiti is really horrific.
Now, is there any costs that the volunteers have to incur when they do sign up?
The volunteers are required to pay their own cost to get to the project, and we don't charge for people at the project. We raise money privately to fund their housing and food and travel within, to get to the projects, equipment, and we have a core staff that provide continuity from our efforts, so that we're very productive, I think very well managed, but we don't have a per day charge for volunteers. But we do expect the volunteers are going to work hard, and they do. It's a very engaged group. So far in Haiti, as of October 1, we've had about almost 700 volunteers to date in Haiti from 30 different countries. So people find us over the web, pay their own way to get there, and then find they become part of a community that's very focused on helping the people of Haiti and very organized to do whatever is most appropriate in that week of the recovery from the disaster.
What's your vision for the future of All Hands Volunteers?
Well, we're only 5 years old, and I think we've made tremendous strides. We've done now 14 projects in countries around the world. Haiti is our largest and longest ever project. We've made the decision to commit to being there all through 2011, so where our normal model was 6 months, this one will be at least 24 months, quite different. And we're getting involved in new things like economic development. My vision would be that we would have projects available for people to volunteer at in different geographic zones, like within the US, Asia, Africa, and Latin America, the Caribbean, so that individuals or groups of individuals who want to volunteer, particularly in this challenging time after a disaster, would be able to go to our website and see an opportunity to schedule their time. We're working toward that. Haiti's the first time we've had that extended visibility of more than 6 months, in this case almost 12 months out. But a vision for me would be to be able to make certain the opportunities for people to work, because individuals who get involved after a disaster find that they contribute in 3 ways. The physical things we do, like building a school, the message to a community that someone cared enough to interrupt their life to come and help. And it's a tremendous value to the volunteer to be directly engaged with helping a community, and to feel the benefit of that direct interaction is very powerful.
Can individual people go to your website and donate, and how does that work?
Of course, we'd love to have individuals go, and if they accept that they believe this model is an extremely effective way to help victims of a disaster, we encourage people to donate through our website. It's a source of information for donors or for volunteers or anybody who's just interested in what we do.
Great.
So that's been the way we've been funded in our first 5 years. We expect in Haiti that we'll receive some additional levels of funding to do vocational training, or maybe pay some of the costs of equipment to accelerate rubble removal. But to date, we've been a privately funded organization, and we expect that will be our primary source of funding.
I mean, I think what you're doing is great, you know, and I wish all the best of luck to you. And again, this is David Campbell, the founder of All Hands Volunteers. The website is www.hands.org. David, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, Kevin.
Sure.
Serving your community is a great feeling. The Montgomery County Volunteer Center can connect you to hundreds of volunteer opportunities available throughout the area. Are you a student, senior, professional, community group, or business looking to serve? Simply visit our website to select what's right for you and get great ideas from past projects with our volunteer toolkits, or share a success story of your own. The Montgomery County Volunteer Center. Make an impact in your community. Where will you serve?